Here are my top 10 spoiler college football teams for 2025. Teams I'm not super confident will be great, but I am confident will knock off some top tier contenders and ruin some seasons. At number 10, I've got Kansas. They embraced that role in November of last season, just ruining a bunch of top tier Big 12 contenders' years, and I think they could totally do that again this season. At number 9, I've got South Florida, who will be plenty good this year, but play a really brutal non-conference schedule. So I don't think they'll be contending for a playoff spot themselves, but they could potentially pull an upset in the non-conference and knock off some of the top tier teams in the American. At number 8, I've got West Virginia, where I don't think they'll have the complete team to contend under Rich Rodriguez in his first season, but they'll have all the tools to really give teams fits with their offense. At number 7, I've got Vanderbilt. It should be no surprise they're on here with a guy like Diego Pavia leading the way and a locker room rallying around him. This is a team that's totally capable of beating anyone any given week. At number 6, I've got Minnesota. The Golden Gophers might have a slightly lower ceiling because of their style of play, but they're also going to have a much higher floor, and they're a team that could absolutely catch a Big Ten contender sleeping and totally knock them off. At number 5, I've got Auburn. It's a team with a dangerous group of defensive players that have been growing together and a very dangerous group of skill players that could knock off any team that comes sleepwalking into a game versus the Tigers. At number 4, I've got Florida State, where I'm not sure if the Noles will slingshot themselves back into ACC and college football playoff contention, but they'll be a dangerous, talented team that has much better coaching this season. At number 3, I've got Rutgers. You should never underestimate a team that has a very clear identity and really excellent coaching, and that's exactly what Rutgers has under Greg Schiano. At number 2, I've got Syracuse. The Orange play the toughest schedule in the ACC, including some really daunting non-conference games, but people might start to forget about this team, especially if they rack up a few L's, but they'll be dangerous throughout the year, and I can almost guarantee you they'll pull off a top 25 upset this year. At number 1, I've got South Carolina. The Gamecocks can always be relied upon to be playing their best football at the end of the season. You do not want to run into these guys in October and November, and they've derailed plenty of contender seasons in the past. They'll probably do it a lot more in the future.